So, you know, it's hilarious. I thought that maybe the fuel pump was bad. It's not. Just tested it. What happened is that the positive wire came off. Well, it's off the ramps, and I changed one of the fuel lines out. One of them that was bubblegum goes to the rear tank, so that one I didn't worry about, but I just did a straight shot from the front tank to the engine on the feed side, so I think we're good there. Put 27 bucks fuel in it, so it's got a full tank. He actually gave me some money to fill it, but I gave him seven extra bucks and it filled it. So I'm not done yet with it. We got rear brakes and a brake flush and the power steering pump and a hose that we're going to replace. I've already replaced the radiator hose clamps and fixed a leak. Put fresh coolant in it. It has slight pull to the right. Has no horsepower at all. I mean, like nothing. I mean, I don't know what's up, but it doesn't like hesitate or pop and gack or anything. It just, you floor it and it makes all this noise and does nothing. So I don't know. I don't know if it's because the engine's not really that strong, but you know it. You know, I wouldn't want to pass anybody. I mean, it's about as fast as a Ford Aspire. I think an Aspire would have taken it already. All right, it's the next morning on Fix the Ranger. So what we're after next, power steering pump. So we got one here. It looks like a Ford replacement. It's got the original reservoir and stuff on. They cleaned it out really good. So that thing already has a new cap on it. Usually when I replace these, I buy a new cap. That one they already took care of that. This comes with a new O-ring and whatnot for the hose there. And I have a new line for this guy here. We want to replace the return line because it's leaking. And then we have, the bottle looks old, but this is fresh fluid. So it's funny how on camera I can see better with the camera than I can actually looking at all this. So I'm gonna start by loosening up some of these bolts around here. This adjustment nut is a 15 millimeter, and then I think this one here is a 13. Just get some of this stuff loose. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole bracket that the power steering pump is attached to out, and so once we disconnect our two lines and let it puke fluid everywhere, what I'll do is we'll just pull the whole unit out and call it good. So just going to go through and try and remove these fasteners here. We got one more here. I just want to get it loose so I can drop the belt. Yeah, there it was. Let's get all those loosened up. Now, we could, like, you know, undo all that and then pull the pump out. We got the pulley in the way. See, I like that setup. I wish the other, like my F-150 had that when I had the gas engine. Because We could have eliminated a lot of squeaking. And plus they're running 2 belts on the fan. And actually they would have ran 3, so you would have had really nice anti-squeak deal going on there. These belts don't squeak at all. I love it. Let's get this really loose here. This belt actually needs to be replaced. It's sort of cracked a little bit. Before we go too crazy taking this apart, let's get some of the fluid out. I've got a little turkey baster here and some fuel hose. It's got a mix of ATF and power steering fluid. I really don't want to drip a whole lot of fluid on the ground, so I'm going to take this rag. First of all, I'm going to wipe off the pressure line here. Get this all off. I have new clamps for all this, so I'll be using new clamps. Let's get that out there really good. Super loose, that's what we want. Looser than a $1 hooker. I mean, I'm talking floppy. Floppy, floppy, floppy. Like, just like loose as possible. Like, come on. Yeah. Completely severed now. And then I'll just keep that rag like that. Okay. So mostly when I work on these vehicles I use metric, because that's all that ever works. And up until this one hose, I have to use standard. Which, you know what? I might just have this up for it too. Okay, I gotta do it the Dickard way. We're gonna take this thing off, get this thing up, and I'm gonna undo that line with vice grips, because that's, you know, how I do things. Is we've got some bolts here that kind of hold the water pump in, but we got, let's see, one hidden here, another one here, and then one more down there I think we can get. And then undo this one here. There's this one right here. And then finish this one off. That should get that whole bracket and everything off the engine. Once we do that, I can get better access to that fitting. Alright, we got our power steering assembly freed up here. We got this contraption. A big contraption here. So these little baby vice grips have saved the day like 3 times already. So I got this cracked loose. Yeah. Good to go there. I have a little magnetic tray thing holding all this hardware on, so it shouldn't use anything. I bought one like a long time ago, and this is like just one time I'm using it. Yeah, I think you want to use a standard wrench for this, or a crow's foot. Definitely a crow's foot for these lines, because you round these up and hose. Nope. I got a little drip thing for it. And this is where Adam would be like, "Oh, fucker!" Ah, victory is mine.
I said, Lowe's.
Victory is mine.
Dude, what are you doing?
I just showed you the incorrect way to damage a pulley trying to remove it. I'm gonna have to fix this one, so that's messed up. However, I have my power steering pulley puller, power steering pump pulley puller. If I have to go to the junkyard and snag one, I will. It's no big deal. You want to use this tool here. I don't have a part number on it, but you can get it at Auto Crapper or Napa or whatever. This ends here. They lock into here. And then you put this guy in here. Once you put tension on it, they lock together and they won't come apart. And I think, no, that doesn't work on that. This pulley, because it's smaller, I was able to use a puller on it and get it off. But this is on tighter. So, let's run that down. Actually, I last bought this for doing the power steering pump in the Explorer, so that worked great for this. So, that size. .16 millimeter. Yeah, that's coming off. There's no way that gear puller was gonna work, I tell you what. No, we're gonna have to fix this one because there's no other way I could get the other ones off. I. Let's see, I'm using a 11/16. Gas pump is getting all grody. It's not too bad. It's not making a whole lot of noise, but it's just replace it. Anyways, so. You know what's funny is I do some of the darndest things, you know, from time to time. I'm like, oh, I'll just use a gear puller on it because that's what I did with the one pulley. Then I realize that it's gonna fuck up this pulley, so now I have to fix it. Right? And then after I realize that that's damaged, I find my power steering pump puller. No problem. Power steering pump pulley puller. Anyways, check this guy here. Smells like fish. I didn't realize I'm sweating that much. Holy crap. So we got a new cap on there. We just have two ends that no plugs. I'll be getting a new O-ring on the thingamajigger and whatnot. So sort of a common thing. People do the same mistake that I've done. They don't buy the right tool. In my case, I'm just stupid for not using it, but I'm just going to heat the base up here. Try not to get it too hot because I don't want to catch this wood on fire. So I got my little infrared temp gun here. We're 230. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna call that good. So, note to self, use power steering pump pulley puller. This guy, first of all, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of power steering fluid, we're gonna put a little bit on the shaft there. This end out that way. I'm getting to a point where this is becoming really difficult, more difficult than it's ever been. 13/16 fits this little guy they give you here. Goes right over. Oh fuck. So I went and got my other tool. This works a little bit nicer. You know what? I swear to God, I like forgot how to do this. Like, I feel so stupid, but there we go. This is working a lot better. You're supposed to hold the stud and then turn the tool, but the other one just, I think, is kind of crappy. You just run this until it goes flush. We're almost there. Okay. That's a tough belt. Okay, there we go. We're all bottomed out. It's a little wonky, but it's just gonna have to do. So I've got new O-ring on the pressure line, and I got my new return line on. Trying not to forget the old clamperoonie. This should be good. Somehow. Past that and up. Over. You know, getting these bolts to back in here is probably one of the most agonizing things I've ever had to deal with this week. Like, oh my God, like, just get in there, please. Oh, and then the bracket wouldn't sit right because it was caught on some asshole tab, and oh my God. Whew, getting angry. Just tightening up all these bolts. I gotta tighten up the pressure line, and then I'm gonna kind of do a once over on this pulley here. And then I think we should be good to go. So if you ever bend your pulley, you can just kind of, once you get it on there, just kind of go around and just tweak it a tiny bit. Bit of a high spot there. Just be careful, you know, thumb's delicate. Still high spot. You know, that's good enough for me. All right. Time to tension her up. I got some Castrol, Transmax, Mercon 5. It's funny, in my Ford I run the TF4, which is Chrysler automatic transmission fluid. So the only thing where we have air is a little bit in this pressure line and a little bit where the new rubber house is put for the return. So that's where most of our air is going to come from. What I'm going to do is unlock the steering wheel and I'm going to try and rotate the steering wheel. And it's best to have the wheels up off the ground when you do this.
Hey, I did a pretty good job straightening that out.
I got some air. There's also a 500-mile break-in period on these. So this is going to sound like a Ford Taurus here for a little bit. Come on, baby. I'm not sure. I think this engine makes less horsepower than a Honda. I think this is a candidate for a 4-liter Ford. I love that 4-liter. It's my favorite engine. It's not fast, but it's got way more power than this thing. But, sorry, Cameron. Okay. I puked a little bit because I turned the steering wheel with it off.
Yeah, you know, that's not bad. It's not perfect, but
It's better than what it was. It was like, eh. Okay, that's done.